Welcome to day one of 30 video. And today I have prepared a full-on segment where I go through step-by-step process with you exactly how to warm up the email, creating a domain name, and we register for instantly.ai. But something happened and I realized that there's actually a process in creating the most compelling name for your automated AI agency. The last thing I want you guys to do is to come up with a random name that doesn't mean anything, that is not compelling, and that does not attract customers. Why don't we go into a step-by-step process using ChatGPT, using the help of AI to figure out what is a name that is the sweetest sounding thing in Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People becomes honey water for you, so that when you have some success later on, you will get to hear the name over and over again, and that will just reinforce your behavior, your values, and it will reinforce the customers getting you additional customers in return. There are many problems that we face with naming things. Many names fail to make an impression. They lack meaning. They don't appeal to a wider audience in a way that always conveys credibility, trust, professionalism to the customers. We want to make sure that the name actually builds and conveys trust, because an identity is the first impression, is the major part of branding. I remember when I first came to Canada when I was 10 years old, my parents actually spent numbers of hours picking up the name Edward for me. They went through a name dictionary this thick with over 10,000 names. They picked top 10. They asked their friends, they asked their family members, what kind of names should they pick for me, and what kind of name it represents. It means love, loyalty, and honesty in my Chinese language, in my heritage. But yet it also has the British connotations of royalty. So they have spent a lot of time finding a name that really works for me. And I'm proud of that. I don't want you to get stuck at this level where it takes you 2 full months finding the right name. But what I want to do is to pay attention to how important this step is. You have customers calling your business name. You have your customers referring other customers that are also mentioning your name. You also have your employees, your team, your partners that are mentioning your name. Then this will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't want to pick a name later on that you have to switch and do a rebranding. That's going to take a lot of effort, resources, and energy to get a new name and a new brand in front of people again. Now, coming back to it, you want to make sure you pick a name that is good, solid, builds credibility. Now, here's my process of finding names. First of all, before we do that, I just want to tell you, here are some bad examples. Okay, ABC Consulting, for example. Names that are too long, too complicated, too different to spell. Names that are too similar to existing brands, too niche, too specific, or it's too wide, way too wide. What I see is some are trendy, gimmicky. I think some really bad names, even Google searching. There's a technology name called Yammers. Okay, here's a process that I go through. And this process doesn't really only apply to this business. It can pretty much apply to every single business using ChatGPT. Okay, so first you want to prompt the ChatGPT, then you create a prompt, and then you generate more ideas. Then you pick the top three. So let me show you exactly how it's done. First of all, I prompted ChatGPT. I told it to play a naming expert with 30 years of experience, and you have named multiple companies like Apple, Nike, Verizon, and Ford. ChatGPT accepts it. It becomes a naming expert. Then next, I asked it, I need to create a name of an AI automation agency. I want to give me top 20 names that I'm going to pick the best top three that will be memorable, compelling, hook the customers, and has inherent value. So it gave me 20. I didn't like the 20. I said, give me 20 more. It gave me 20 more. And I said, okay, let me change the prompt a little bit so that I get more specific results. So I want the name to deliver the values I want to deliver, which is integrity, patience, providing value first. Then it gave me a list of names. I said, okay, now I'm starting to really resonate with these names. Again, this process used to take days. I had development companies that it took us 2 weeks to figure out a really good name, and we still couldn't figure out a really good name. But this process has been shortened down a lot. I probably finished this process in a couple hours. Again, this is like giving birth to a new idea. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of work. And also, I asked around my friends, my family, to see what best names they appeal to, that they're attracted to. So some names came up for me. For example, Bloombridge AI. I look it up immediately. There's other names that also came up for me, which is Lunar Link, Vista Verse. Okay, so afterwards, what I did was I came out with a few names. Then I go on two websites specifically to check for availability of those websites. One is GoDaddy. So for example, let's use lunarlink lunarlink.ai. So I go to lunarlink.ai, I check it out. Yes, lunarlink.ai is available. But remember this, here's a catch, guys. Any website that has a .ai domain is going to be highly expensive right now, and only with a 2-year term. So make sure if you want to save money, you don't want to get .ai, maybe you can get .co, .info, .online. If you're lucky enough, you can get .com or .io. Those are a little bit cheaper. So what I did was I went to GoDaddy. I actually bought a website .ai and I paid over $82. I spent in total $300 just getting a couple domain names for myself. And I thought, well, this is totally worth it because I'm going to be in this business for over a decade and I want this business to be around. I want to have a name that really resonates with my values, what I believe in, and it also targets the industry that I'm currently working at. Okay, now let's move on. The namecheck.com is actually a very powerful tool. It tells you exactly whether the name is available for all the social media handles as well as websites. So why don't you guys still use this? It's called namechk.com. So hello, let's open it. And there you go. Let's use a name Lunar Link AI. Let's see what it says. There you go. lunarlinkai.com. Look at that. So lunarlinkai.com, that's available. Okay, almost everything's available right here. So whoever is watching this video, if you want Lunar Link AI as your name, if you really resonate with it, if you find value in it, go ahead. This is on me. All right. So we have finished the name check. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going to go to GoDaddy. We want to make sure we buy a few domains. For example, over here, you get lunarlinkai.com, lunarlinkai.com or .io. Then you get a few more of these domains. Let me tell you why. It's for security reasons, it's for diversifications, because tomorrow we'll be setting up instantly.ai to warm up our emails. And here's the thing with emails. One domain can have 3 to 4 aliases at maximum. Aliases meaning that hello, info, or something at lunarlinkai.com. And the more we have, the more we put our domain at risk so that Google algorithm, they will eventually recognize that we're sending out cold DMs. And these will not be in the inbox anymore. They will go into the junk mailbox. And that's the thing we want to avoid because there's so many email junks we get in our junk mailboxes. And when is the last time that you click open? I haven't clicked open. So when they come to my inbox, I actually click open. And that's what you want to do when you're sending these cold DM emails, okay? So you want to have 3 to 5 domains, and each one of these domains, you want to have 3 to 5 aliases. I think maximum 3, but you can have as many as you want. I'm going to go over that in a separate day. Now, let's go back to naming again. Once you select the domains, we pick the best ones. Now we're finally done. You go to GoDaddy, you register, you buy, and we are done. So that's how you pick up a name. So the homework for today for all of you is to go in, pick a name if you haven't. But if you have a name, make sure to leave a comment below and let us know what your AI automation company name is. And stay tuned. I'll be working on my day number 2. Thank you. Bye-bye.